Imagine waking up one day unable to remember the face of the person that you love, or getting lost in your own home. Or what if the person that you love the most starts to slip away? Forgetting your face, the stories that you had, memories that you shared, or even taking care of themselves. Now, over 55 million people worldwide is suffering from this syndrome called dementia. Yet, despite this growing scale of the condition, effective personalized support is still limited, leaving patients and caregivers overwhelmed and isolated, just like Denny Reventan and his mother who suffers from dementia. And I chose to focus my midterm project on dementia care because this condition touches millions of families worldwide. And the challenges it brings go far beyond memory loss. Dementia doesn't just affect patients, it deeply impacts their loved ones and caregivers, often leading to emotional burnout, isolation, and constant stress. Now I can only imagine by the time I can properly take care of my parents, they're not there anymore. With the memory that we had, it's like a stranger that's taking care of them, or at least for them. And as a stranger, it's hard even for us to take care of them, especially when we see them suffering, barely able to live their normal routines. And my goal was to create a stepwise AI companion that adapts with the progression of dementia, offering help on memory support, emotional connection, and safety monitoring. Now, this innovation aims to restore moments of joy, independence, and human connection, helping patients and families navigate the disease, the syndrome, dementia, with a greater hope and resilience. Now, what is dementia? Dementia is not just a normal part of aging. According to Alzheimer's organization, it's a syndrome that's characterized by the declining cognitive abilities that severely impacts the person's memories, thinking, behavior, and their ability to perform everyday tasks. This damage occurs because the brain cells is harmed or destroyed, disrupting the vital communication between neurons. Now, among the dementia syndrome, Alzheimer's disease is one of the most common ones, but there are many other variety of this syndrome, such as vascular dementia and Lewy body dementia, each with unique causes and syndromes. They also stated that the root causes of dementia mainly involve neurodegeneration, progressive damage, and loss of neurons in the brain, often linked to the buildup of toxic proteins such as amyloid beta and tau, which forms plaques and tangles that interfere with the normal brain function. In some cases, these causes can be treatable, such as infections or metabolic issues, but most forms are progressive and irreversible, making early diagnosis and support is critical. Now, looking at the numbers, the global prevalence of dementia is staggering. As of 2025, the world population review stated that over 57 million people is living with this condition. And it's expected to rise almost triple by the time it's 2050. Alzheimer's organization also says that age is by far the biggest risk factor. Prevalence increases sharply after age 65, roughly doubling every 5 years. But however, genetics also plays a role, and lifestyle factors such as cardiovascular health, Smoking, diet, physical activity, and social connections influence the likelihood of developing dementia. Other risks includes diabetes, hypertension, depression, social isolation, and even traumatic brain injuries, all of which can contribute to or accelerate the progression of cognitive decline. According to Alzheimer's organization, dementia patients experience a range of daily life challenges that will progressively getting worsen as the syndrome advances. But in the early stages, due to the memory loss of dementia syndrome, the patients will have difficulties with daily life tasks such as cooking, managing money, or even using household items. And as dementia progresses, these cognitive difficulties lead to more severe problems in daily functioning. Patients often forget recent events, misplace items oftenly, like frequently, and may even get lost while walking. Visual and spatial difficulties impact their ability to judge distance and recognize objects, which affects balance and mobility. Also, mood and behavior changes are common. Patients may experience anxiety, depression, agitation, personality changes, or even paranoia and hallucination, as you can see from Mr. Tan's mother when she was placed in the ward. She was placed in the daycare. They might withdraw from social activities and show inappropriate behaviors. And then, in the late stages, research from the Alzheimer's Research UK also shows that dementia patients typically require constant assistance with basic activities like eating, dressing, bathing, and toileting. And Mr. Tan's mother is one of the patients that's having the acute dementia. They may lose the ability to recognize family and friends and can develop mobility issues requiring wheelchairs or bed confinement. So, overall, dementia affects memory, thinking, communication, emotions, behavior, and physical abilities, severely impacting patients' independence and quality of life every day, which then also affects the caregiver emotions toward the patient gradually, because it keeps on repeating, just like the video that I saw. Now let's identify the problem that the family and the patient that's suffering from dementia has. We have the conflict in the video, A Dementia Caregiver's Dilemma. A profound conflict emerges between the dementia patient and her caregiver, a conflict rooted deeply in love, frustration, and the challenges of caregiving. The patient's repetitive questions, a hallmark symptom of dementia, create a cycle of exhaustion for the caregiver, who feels overwhelmed by the constant need for patience and reassurance. Yet, despite the emotional toll, the caregiver struggles with the guilt of wanting independence for the patient, while fearing that placing her in the daycare would feel like abandonment. Now, this tension reveals the complex balance caregivers face, wanting to honor their loved one's dignity and preserve their autonomy, as in her dignity on living by herself, by them being independent, living in the comfortable of their own home and doing their own routines as normal. But simultaneously needing support to avoid burnout as the caregiver. The emotional layers of love, frustration, guilt, and responsibility intertwine, making daily life both a struggle and a testament to the enduring bonds between them. And this delicate situation highlights why innovative solutions that support both patients' independence and reduce caregiver stress are so urgently needed to help the caregivers show the love, be there, be aware, and be attendant without being burnt out with the condition of the patient. Now, going back to the root of the problem, what do dementia patients need? And what does the caregiver actually care about for their mental health? See, dementia patients primarily needs support that preserve their dignity, maintains their independence as long as possible, and addresses their cognitive, emotional, and safety needs. Caregivers, on the other hand, need practical tools that reduce their emotional and physical burden. They require reliable safety monitoring that alerts them to emergency without constant supervision. See, now that needs an access to real-time information about the patient's condition and resources for managing challenging behaviors. Additionally, caregivers need emotional support, respite options, and education to cope with stress and complexity in caregiving. Ultimately, both patient and caregivers need a balanced system that fosters patient autonomy while ensuring safety and providing caregivers peace of mind. As simple as that. Reducing isolation and burnout through compassionate adaptive assistance. Now, this holistic support is crucial for improving quality of life for the entire caregiving gap. By all means, this innovation will not only help the one that's suffering for dementia, but based on the data from Alzheimer's organization, since the risk of having dementia is higher for the elderly or the one that's already above the productive age, assuming that they have a family, and this family will be the one that's called caregivers. And caregivers, like Mr. Tan, will get burnt out or overwhelmed, causing isolation between the patient and the caregiver. But with this innovation, both patient will be trained or supervised so that they can live independently without a constant supervision. And as of for the caregivers, they can still be there for their loved ones without having those burnouts, without having those thoughts of leaving them, of leaving the patients due to the mix of emotions that they had. And to resolve this delicate conflict, my innovative AI-powered companion system is designed to enable dementia patients like her to live independently and happily in their own homes, preserving their familiar routines and environments by providing personalized memory support through gentle reminders, contextual cues, and interactive storytelling. Now, the system helps reduce repetitive questions by reinforcing key informations naturally throughout the day. Safety features like wearable monitors and ambient sensor ensure that any risk, such as wandering or missed medication, is detected immediately, offering peace of mind to both the patient and caregiver without intrusive supervision. The AI companion also adapts emotionally, offering calming conversations and companionship that soothe anxiety or agitation, which often arise from confusion or loneliness. This integrated, stepwise support empowers patients to maintain autonomy while drastically easing caregivers' stress. That's one of the most important things, allowing her to remain in the comforting nook of home rather than facing the uphill of a daycare transition or ward transition, the one that we saw in the video. Ultimately, this innovation bridges the gap between loving care and practical independence, fostering dignity, stability, and joy in daily living for both patient and her family, her caregivers. Okay, so how do this AI or robot that will personally accompany the patient work? First, the AI companion is designed to have a gentle, non-threatening appearance. Super gentle and friendly appearance, like that. It can gradually introduce itself with consistent, simple phrases so that the patient becomes accustomed to its presence without feeling overwhelmed. The companion personalizes interactions by learning the patient's preferences, daily routine, and personal history over time, using family photos, favorite music, and memories shared by the caregivers to create a sense of familiarity with the patient. The continuity reassures the patient that the AI is trusted friend, not a stranger. Regular, predictable interaction routines help reduce anxiety, as unpredictability is often distressing for dementia patients. So, this AI, this robot, will have some stages for them to operate. And the first one is to have an image, on the patient so that it can be more familiar. And after having those diagnoses, it can help the patient optimally. Then, after having the daily routines, her favorite musics, her memories that needs to be constantly reminded whenever she asks, it will continue on being the one who supervising the patient. Continuing that step, the AI uses adaptive emotional recognition to respond sensitively to the patient's mood changes, offering soothing conversation or quiet companionship when agitation is detected. It can also gently redirect attention during moments of confusion. Now, after implementing this AI or robot in the household that has a dementia patient, we will break down this AI or this robot, as in the AI companion system I envision operates through a seamless integration of hardware and software, designed to support dementia patients in their daily routines while adapting to their evolving needs. The system begins with a user-friendly interface, often in the form of a conversational AI avatar or a smart robot. And this smart robot is equipped with voice recognition, natural language processing, and emotional intelligence capabilities. It monitors the patient's daily activities through wearable sensors and ambient environmental sensors, which collect data on movement, location, and vital signs to detect any risk, such as wandering or health emergencies. Now, third, the user interacts with the AI companion through simple voice commands or gestures. The system responds with personalized prompts, reminders, and companionship experiences that is set up by the caregivers. For example, it may gently remind her to take medication, guide her through morning routines, or share familiar stories and music tailored or her. For example, it may gently remind her to take medication, guide her through morning routines, or share family stories and music tailored to her personal history, engaging her emotionally and cognitively. Now, when the system detects signs of agitation or confusion, it can initiate calming conversations, suggest engaging activities, or alert caregivers if immediate assistance is needed. And all interactions are designed to reinforce her independence while providing a safety net that reduces anxiety and promotes well-being. So although it still has the same points, it still has the same goal as a normal dementia patient, which is to make them live independently, but have this safety net in case they need help, without having this constant supervision. Existing AI or robotics such as Pyro, a robotic therapeutic seal, and Pepper, a humanoid robot that interacts conversationally, provide emotional comfort and social engagement, or the LIA assistants that offers personalized memory support and routine reminders. More advanced initiatives include photorealistic avatars that simulate a lifelike conversation and care ecosystem, a remote caregiver support platform. However, what makes our system different with those bots? What makes the innovation different is its adaptive, stepwise support model that evolves with the patient's condition, integrating real-time health monitoring, emotional companionship, and context-aware, coached, tailored to her daily life in her own home. Now, this dynamic, personalized approach far beyond other bots, because it ensures her to remain autonomous, or not her, dementia patients. It also support emotionally and safe, offering a new level of empathetic, intelligent care that surpasses current static or purely assistive bots. So, instead of having an assistive bots that only help with the tasks, we will have a companionship bot that trains these dementia patients so that they can be independent and stimulate and train their neurons to be active again, to finally be back independently. And that's the innovation. So, to wrap this up, dementia presents profound challenges, not only for those affected, but also for their caregivers, who navigate a delicate balance between providing support and preserving independence. The innovative AI that I suppose directly addresses these needs by offering personalized adaptive assistance that enhance memory, safety, and emotional well-being, all within the familiar comfort of home. By combining advanced monitoring, empathetic interaction, and stepwise support, this technology empowers patients to live more independently and reduces the emotional and physical burden on caregivers. This approach not only honors the dignity of people living with dementia, but also fosters stronger, more sustainable caregiving relationships between caregivers and the patient, ultimately improving quality of life for both patient and their families. Innovation in dementia care is not just a technological advancement, it is a compassionate response to a deeply human challenge that will help us all in the future. Thank you. So say hello to Buddy.